Adequate notice of this meeting being held this 5th day of March 2026 at 7:31 p.m. has been provided in accordance with Section 3D of Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, commonly known as Sunshine Law. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
New York,
Here.
Nelson. Here. Lindsay is absent. Cotton.
Here.
And Coletti.
Here,
Coletti.
can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me, Christine?
Yes.
Yes, we can, yes, now we can.
Obradnik.
Here.
Zecker.
Here.
And Mooney. Yeah. Thank you.
And motion for public comment on the agenda only.
Make that motion.
A second. Second. You second. All in favor? Aye. Any public comment on the agenda itself?
Question about the, what's on the agenda, well, it's not technically on the agenda, the, zoning violation.
Gotcha.
Can I ask a question now, or do you want me to wait?
Move for public comment.
Okay, I can move.
Okay, thank you. Any other comment on the agenda itself? Motion to close.
Make that motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion to adopt resolution 2026-29, property tax refund to block 44, 1, lot 10.
And make a motion to adopt that resolution.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye,
The motion to adopt resolution 2026-30, authorize the transfer of appropriation reserves for the first 3 months of the fiscal year.
I make a motion to adopt that resolution for the transfer.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution 2026-31, M&R, the maintenance and repair materials contract resolution of extension.
I make a motion for that resolution.
Second. All in favor?
aye,
Motion to pay all bills in the amount of $228,795.40.
I make a motion to pay the bills in that amount.
Have a second? Second. Roll call, please.
Coletti.
yes,
Coletti.
yes, did you,
Cotton.
Yes.
Lindsay is absent. Nelson. Yes. And York.
Yes.
Thank you.
Report of municipal engineer, Mr. Decker.
Few things. Hickory Ridge, section 1. We're in the process of doing the closeout on that one, submitting receipts and so forth, so we can get reimbursed from the state. Hickory Ridge, section 2, the design is done and into DOT for review and approval, so that we can hopefully get that lined up late spring.
Do I have any signatures for anything?
Yes, there's one on, I think it's on Hickory Ridge
Hold
1.
on, okay, I'll do that later tonight.
Yeah, it's one of the various DOT forms that we have to go through.
It's in the-
Oh, it's here, oh, okay, I don't know if I can go online, and I see them notice that it was, okay, thank you.
From a stormwater management update, I don't recall if, I don't think it was adopted by, the last time I was here, but the state adopted new stormwater management regulations, again, the real rule.
I see they bring that up tonight, did you hear the update on it?
No,
So the Ocean, Monmouth, and Cape May counties are suing the state of New Jersey over the real rules.
okay,
And I believe it's Assembly Speaker Coughlin has a resolution in opposition to the real rules. And it's a very little known use of the resolution. Speaker's resolution carries significant power to override aspects of and or all the real rules. So I think we should, we had a discussion, but we could probably
we can,
hold until decisions are made.
yeah, and that's probably because they're the short towns, and they got hit the hardest with the with elevations and so forth. Floods.
It's stated.
Right.
My understanding is that the right implementation has been stated currently, but who knows?
Okay, well, we weren't ready
Regulation
to,
may make it permanent.
So, yeah.
It's interesting from a building standpoint, even why, because it's again, very little used option, right, as a speaker's resolution.
yeah, well, along with those, there's other aspects of that, adoption that affect local ordinances such as ours. So hopefully we won't have to do it because it'll be, like the third time in 4 years that we've had to update our stormwater
And
ordinance.
it really has no impact directly on us based on the elevations.
Now, the elevations, there's other aspects in here about stormwater
I mean,
management.
it has impact on us, but I'm just saying from a scientific standpoint.
Correct. Correct. So that's, glad I heard that. MS4 Phase 2. That's due at the end of this year. We've had some presentations, recently with the, New Jersey Water Supply Authority, and they've given us they're gonna provide us some information to help out with the next phase, which is great. So we're trying to work with them, and I think Suzanne, you've been copied on some of those correspondences and so forth too. So it's good because it's a combination of, community organizations and so forth, pitching in on the MS4. We submitted another application to NJDCA, their local recreation infrastructure grant. We submitted the one for the community center again, bolstered up the application a little bit more, tried to give it a little bit more of a sales pitch, and fingers crossed, we'll get that. We're also, Jen and my office has been deep talking with the folks with regards to the fitness center, the fitness court, and getting contractors lined up. So hopefully we can get the concrete done for the fitness court, and it's the same contractor that we got the pickleball court. So hopefully, since they're side by side, we can get them both done at the same time.
Yeah, I spoke with Alan today, so
Okay.
trying to answer a few questions.
Okay.
We just don't know where we want to position the wall for the fitness court, right?
Yeah.
What would make the best,
Presentation.
yeah.
Well, the back of it, there's a back wall to it, and everything is in front. So I had always envisioned that the back wall would be towards the back of the park, and the front would be more towards the basketball court.
Okay.
But we can always,
So the front would encompass the equipment.
Yeah.
Do we still need the design on that? Is that something we had the
the
one?
design.
Remember, did they want like artwork or something?
Oh, yeah, they have some standard, we went for their standard artwork. But there's opportunities for, I think there's a couple spots for sponsors or something like that on there, or organizations or clubs.
We went with kind of a basic, I don't know how much, we don't really get to decide.
But we do get a
Like
couple
that
of
basic package.
Yeah, you have the basic package, but there's a couple spots in that basic package where you can have,
Can we do a community mural?
can we do what,
A community mural?
on the whole thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know because it's got,
Of course, that has the Blue Shield logo, certain things on it. I don't know.
Yeah. yeah, there's one of the things that has on it is, Blue Cross Blue Shield logos and stuff like that.
Right,
We can send you one. We could have gotten an upgrade.
I know they have an option to that, but
It would have really jacked up the cost.
but we are going for the footer, right?
Yeah.
For the shade, the sun shade.
Yes, that is one of the things that we are gonna do is have them put in the concrete, so if we ever want to put in the shade. We can. So that's moving forward, now that the snow is hopefully disappearing, construction can get started.
farmers almanac says one more still.
One more? Yeah. let's make it a light one.
Just like it'd be considerable in that.
That's no, I think it's one more snow.
And that's all I had, unless there's any questions that you have.
Well, the only other, like blanket regulations, I was gonna bring up the real rules, and then, I chaired a planning board last night, that, the planning consultant shared with me that the state is allowing, solar panel installations of reserve farmland, or solar farms, as long as you're still farming, on the lots. So, there is an application apparently in Warren County next to us, just like, what do we need to prepare, and is it that, it sounds like it's a BPU regulation that's really out of our hands from a local land use standpoint. But
Yeah,
we have
and-
a lot of preserved farms, and they want to be prepared.
Yeah, and they determined a while ago that the above ground solar arrays that are not above ground are not an impervious surface either, so. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything we need to do to prepare in any ordinances or anything like that.
Preempted by the.
I would say that's,
Yeah.
that's the problem, so.
Well, that's a good question, though. I mean, it sort of, to me, runs afoul of the deed restrictions, of which we're a party to. That I'm sure it's a challenge, but I do know Rutgers has a big program on farming underground on solar. And there's tons of grants available for those types of farming operations.
As I shared, I think that the new governor's administration is very much supportive of it as well, so, it may be tough to block that trend.
I mean, I would wonder if there's a limit on the coverage, yeah, 100-acre farm, but 100 acre solar on it.
I think close,
Yeah.
probably 80%. I don't know what the exact number is, long as it's.
Well, the other thing too is depending on, what the agricultural use is, how high are the panels gonna be? Because on a typical solar field, that's just a field, they may be 4 to 6 foot tall, and they've got a grass planted underneath them. But if it's something that you're actually gonna have to harvest, they may end up being higher.
Yeah, those costs may, balance themselves out.
Do you want to be aware?
But that's all. Oh, and I have the one response to DEP that I gotta take care
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
A motion open for public comment?
Make motion.
Second. All in favor?
Thank you. Yes, I understand that people used to say solar panels are not impervious, but they create extreme erosion and drainage issues because the water just comes right down.
of. I'm not
Just FYI.
gonna disagree. It's what the state basically determines, so.
So, my favorite, and there's 4 things, interesting, I just was reviewing myself for the timeline and for the MS4 mapping, it's worded as view annually, update as needed, post on our stormwater webpage and submit it to the department. So it sounds like it could be posted for the mapping.
I'll defer to the committee if you want me. We can certainly post the mapping on the website. It's just, it has not been reviewed and approved by DEP yet.
Yeah, I would prefer to have DEP approve it before we share
It's, well, the way that this is particularly worded, post on the web page and submit it. Just pointing that out. And and then, of course, the watershed improvement plan, what's up with that, like as far as,
So the next phase is due at the end of the
no, I'm talking about phase 1.
phase 1.
Yeah, the report that you were waiting for DEP approval on
Right, we haven't gotten any comments on that at all.
at all.
And
So,
actually DEP, we have gotten some comments elsewhere. And we've gotten, DEP can't get their definitions straight. What they consider an outfall, what the rest of the world considers an outfall, 2 completely different things. We are starting to get some reviews in. They're not consistent with each other, but we're getting some reviews in, so we might be getting, but that's still, when we did the map, excuse me, the mapping was done also as part of that first phase. But I can say that we did, also in our submission to DEP, they did get all of our data for the GIS locations of all the structures. So they may be, the structures themselves, the mapping
Okay,
may be available on state
Oh.
GIS system. It depends on if they've uploaded them, so and so that data has been submitted to the state.
oh, okay, I didn't think to look at the DEP's
Yeah, 'cause
website.
basically we're creating their database for
Yeah,
everything, and the counties, I believe, this year have to locate their
yeah,
structures.
I think I remember that too.
Yeah, because we're starting to look at that for some counties.
Interesting, so can't post it, I know you gave the draft to Ryan and Kathy,
Yes, Yeah.
and the street sweeping plan,
the street sweeping plan, DPW has it. Basically, what has to be swept is it's 3 times a year. Any roads, any paved roads that have an inlet or drain to an inlet or drainage system. They're 3 times a year, and then all roads, all paved roads are once a year, with the exception of any chip seal roads,
right?
okay?
That's what you said, I don't know myself.
Yeah, so Jeff, the DPW super has a map, he has a whole list of the roads and the schedule and so forth, and then we will in the next couple of months be submitting back to DEP for our annual report. So Chris will be looking for, any of the educational stuff to include in that.
So, so that plan, I thought we were gonna be able to put that plan on the website. The plan, well, to say who's, this is what you just said.
For the
basically.
street sweep?
Yeah,
We can, I mean, again, I'll defer to the committee as far as how, what information you want accessible on the website or.
I don't know why I'm sure we could share it, but the problem may change, we give the guidelines for street sweeping.
well, it can change, I mean, you can put what you have now and then you can update, have a new update.
Depends on what chip seal.
Yeah.
All roads are.
Right, and it's also, so there's a list of the roads that have not been chip sealed that they're doing. As far as the schedule, that's difficult to pin down because of weather. And, like right now with
Mhm.
snow on the ground, we're not gonna be sweeping.
Okay, and then the last thing is I did meet with Krista for the water quality report. She went over some questions and she reminded me that, you have to have 12 points per year.
Yep.
And I'm not 100% sure if they're only educational or educational outreach and educational outreach and other things.
There's a combination, that's what I was alluding to before for the annual report. There are 4 or 5 different categories and you have to have a certain number of points from each.
But 12 total.
12 total.
Okay.
Okay, it's all classified as local education.
I see.
Could be things like stream cleanup.
Mhm.
It could be, educational, classes, presentations, things like that. It could be, something at the local school. It could be.
One year we shared like a community day, with them when we had the movie, one year we shared protect your streams video before we shared the movie with everybody.
I guess really my question is who is, so you're the
The
stormwater
stormwater coordinator.
whatever the word
And
is.
typically what we do is, we do the reporting and everything, but obviously we rely on municipality to put things together. And typically the environmental commission has helped out on.
We have,
I'm doing some of that stuff.
we've given you points, we've just said how many
Yeah.
points.
And I think that video is actually provided by the environmental commission.
I know, but we haven't said like, okay, this is a number of points, right? I don't think, not that since I've been on the environmental commission.
Suzanne, I can send you the list of the points and the various things, but I forget who the past environmental chair was.
Jose Rehab.
Oliver Grimsdale is the chair now.
Yeah,
So maybe he shared it and didn't share it with us.
yeah, I'm not sure, but I can certainly.
So you
certainly
get,
check.
so you basically are the collector of the points, but you generally get it from the
We
environmental.
collect the data and then it gets submitted through the DEP portal.
Right,
Okay, and then there's also annual reports from folks that have stormwater management basins that are submitting their annual maintenance reports, those all go in. But yes, the local education
So the environmental commission has been submitting
well,
What points
they
we
had
have?
in the past.
in the past. Do you remember when that last was?
I'm trying to remember, Chris, did we get the list from you last year?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, but we can certainly, I can get you the information.
Yeah, I mean, if I just would like to make sure that the town is getting credit for the points that they deserve, like the rain barrel workshop that we have, and I don't know if that stormwater video that you had on the website, that counts, and you know what I mean, like,
That does count. Then
Yeah.
Planning board has to view that and certify that they watched it.
yeah, I mean, it would be a shame not to get the points that the
No,
town
we,
deserves.
we're always in compliance, we always have.
We've always been in compliance, and some of the things that help is that there is that, the stream cleanup, that, that's done, and we get points for that. And you have to have a minimum number of points from each one of these categories. So in other words, you can't
Yeah.
just, one of them, for example, is, having information on the website,
Mhm.
you know. As simple as that.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Motion to close public comment.
Motion to close?
Second. In favor?
Aye.
Second, anything further? No. Mr. Roddick, Mr. Decker, for any? No. Mr. Decker, you're excused if you'd like to
I will.
retire for the evening.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, report of public safety. I don't see any in the audience or online. Table that report. Full business, public hearing, ordinance 500-6, affordable housing ordinance, the planning board determination was made March 4th, 2026, found to be not inconsistent with the comprehensive plan. In motion to open that discussion.
Make motion of discussion on that ordinance.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion or questions from the members? Motion to open public comment.
Motion open public comment.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're doing 500-2026.
Correct.
But as I stated yesterday, it was in 501-2026, the 13% didn't say rental, whereas the other 500-2026 does. So I think it should be consistent. My next comment is, I think that UHAC should be in the definitions, not just the introductory paragraph. Again, I mentioned it yesterday, where the model ordinance, you said that it's court mandated, but I'm still wondering, you know, where that template, wherever it's from the court or the DCA is. So they mentioned about the, you know, the obligations in the ordinance, but I'd just like to know where the official numbers are listed, because it used to be in the section that's being deleted. And so if it's in the fair share housing element, if that's the official place.
You can email Mike Davis, a planner, or you can email me, I can tell you.
I don't want to know. It should be clear. It's not me. I mean, it should be clear. No, they're not. These are actual ordinances that our town is gonna be, I don't understand.
Correct, and we inputted just a very small amount of data that we did, and the town's had some discretion on.
Oh, I'm not asking you to put it in the ordinance. It was a question of where it is.
Version number 51.
And the prior rounds, obligation and the rehabilitation.
Documented in court.
Because there are numbers listed, they were in the section that's being deleted, but those are very obsolete numbers. And it also lists Diane Flugfelder, et cetera, et cetera. But my point is we should know where our places, so residents can go and say what are our obligations for all the prior rounds as well as the fourth round. And I did find it in the fair share housing element, which is part of the master plan. if that's the official place, that's fine. But as I pointed out, on the website, it still says pending approval, which I pointed out to Lou and Monica the other day, and it's still saying pending approval. Section 1.s, listing on the municipal website, contact information for the municipal housing liaison and administrative agents. I did not find any contact information for administrative agent. I found it for the municipal housing liaison, which was under the services, affordable housing section, which is kind of an odd place to bury that in my mind. And
Housing agent under the affordable housing heading is on,
what?
putting the affordable housing liaison under the affordable housing menu is on.
No, that, because it's under services, it's like kind of a weird place. You know, it's not under like resource, like the stormwater management, right? It's under resources, and then you have a website just for stormwater. This was like services, and then, 2021 coal report, and it's like, and I think I found it based on like the accessory apartment dwelling landlord pamphlet. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I would like to know what the administrative agent kind of is, and do we appoint?
It's the clerk also.
Yeah, I mean, so typically with towns that have significant affordable housing programs. I've been doing this with Bridgewater Township, and it's very expensive. It's typically a consultant that has a team of planners. And what they do is, once the products of these co-units are online, they market them. And I think most importantly, they randomize the list every year for the qualified people.
Okay.
They pre-qualify them.
For the selected.
Correct. And then they either they're purchasing the units or they're renters. But, in a town like Bethlehem, we're not gonna
Hire a contract.
consultant for affordable housing.
And I'm perfectly okay with that, but I believe that since the ordinance does, it's listed that where it should be clear who the municipal housing liaison, and also add
I will add-
administrative agent.
We did that in public reorganization meeting, and it's recorded in the minutes.
So that was another thing. I tried finding the reorg minutes, but they're not posted.
The administrative agent was appointed.
Okay, so if that could be updated on the website and clear who that is, that would be good. And also,
Yeah, I say just for public knowledge too, Hunterdon County generally does the clearing for candidates. Just in case anybody's interested in applying for affordable housing, since I don't think there's any local municipality in Hunterdon where it all goes through, maybe. But it all goes through the county at this point.
oh, so Christina.
So Christina would just refer whatever that role
Yeah, that's-
is, we just go to the county. So we
Okay.
call and said looking for affordable housing. We don't make that determination locally.
Right,
It goes down to whatever social service department in the county.
I just thought it should be clear on the website, since in the ordinance it says it is. The the administrative agent, the operating manual. So can you tell me when that was adopted by the governing body?
What?
The operating manual for the administrative agent.
That was back in round 3, because we did actually, after round 3, we were required to actually pay an administrative agent that we did have under contract to create that for us, and they created the accessory apartment unit as well back then. So that was probably whatever, around 2017, 2018.
Okay, so we don't have to re-adopt one?
Like I say, even the website, Fair Share reduced the website, so it speaks to fair share and court requirements. They may not meet yours, but they meet fair share in court.
I'm just trying to go through the ordinance and make sure that what
I appreciate
is
that.
said there is we're doing.
So, let's assume the affordable housing product is brought to Bethlehem Township. A whole part of an affordable housing project is affirmative marketing. So for example, newsletters, all these types of ways that we will allow, the residents to understand the process. We're not currently at that step because there are no available affordable housing units at the moment. So
I understand this is a confusing topic, so
Well,
appreciate the question.
I'm just trying to make sure that what we have in our ordinance is what we do.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be consistent here, not trying to ask for what the operating manual means and why we don't have things. Accessory apartment, I'll move on. Accessory apartment is defined in 102.8, and yesterday at the planning board meeting, you or Jose Maderos, basically, well, there are different contexts. They seem pretty the same to me. And in my mind, you shouldn't have two definitions basically meaning the same thing in two different places in your ordinance. My next point is, so I was just questioning some definitions that were in chapter 52, which is now being replaced and repealed and replaced, are not in the proposed ordinance, such as alternative living arrangement, and I just was curious why. I understand the ordinance is being proposed or model, it was just, it's a question. And then, department is defined 2 times in your ordinance. On one definition, it says DCA and department, and another definition, it says department. So you shouldn't be having 2 definitions for the same word. I would like to know where the model ordinance got the definition of person with a disability. And I'm asking that because that definition there is very specific to physical disability, but elsewhere in the ordinance, it refers to mental and developmental disability. And mental and is.
I appreciate, I'm giving you some latitude, but we're coming up on the 5-minute for a comment.
Okay, and one
I did
other,
refer last night that you should take a lot of these objections to the court because these are not our.
I'm asking the town, and I understand that you don't like me complaining, but
You're not trying to.
my next question, and
I'm trying to help you understand.
my next
And the
question,
court is the best place to do that. If you don't
Right.
understand,
yep.
trying to help you.
My next question, section D, items 3, 4, and 5 should be sub-items under sub 2 because they all have to do with eligible, that's not the right word. Exceptions, I think it was. I think that was just misformatted.
I appreciate you saying that, that I understand, I'm trying to help you understand. So now, it's not a complaint, you're asking questions. I appreciate you coming to these, but you seem to have difficulty when we try to explain things. And we're not the answer, or we can't provide the answer for you, trying to give you the best place to go for that answer and be as reasonable as possible. When oftentimes maybe people are being unreasonable with us. Any other public comment? On ordinance 500, 2026. Motion to close public comment?
Motion to close public comment.
Second. On favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to adopt ordinance 500, 2026.
Make the motion to adopt that ordinance.
Second. On favor? Aye.
Aye.
Or do we need a project, we need a roll call? Hate to ask you for a roll call tonight.
Coletti?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay is absent. Nelson?
Yes.
And
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. Second item on old business public hearing ordinance 501.2026, Highlands Affordable Housing Ordinance, planning board determination from March 4th, 2026. Found to be not inconsistent with the township master plan. Motion to open discussion.
Make the motion to open that discussion.
Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Committee members? Motion to open for public comment?
Open public comment?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any public? Ordinance 501.2026. Motion to close public comment?
Make a motion to close.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to adopt ordinance 501.2026.
Make a motion to adopt that ordinance.
Second. Roll call vote, please.
Coletti?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay is absent. Nelson
Yes.
and New York.
Yes.
Thank you.
Report missing municipal zoning officials emailed, Department of Public Works was also emailed, also, if you'd like to.
Yeah, they've been, I think everybody pretty much knows what they've been up to, but behind the scenes, they've been doing equipment repairs, they've been out inspecting the roads, cleaning off the basins, cleaning off the trucks, couple of tree branches came down, and, still picking up garbage in the park.
Thank you. They've been working
They've been working
long hours.
36 hour shift, a couple weeks ago.
Report of tax collector was emailed, report of animal control official. Yeah. Now we're ready.
Now. Stand over here, right? I'm now learning too, I can email that, so I'm probably gonna do that in the future.
We're excited to be.
Yeah, and so also, in case you haven't noticed too, I'm probably gassing you out with skunk right now, because I'm just moving like twice this week, so.
We're still excited to stay here, so.
That'll save you that too.
We're excited.
As it's the first one too, I figured I should show up. Also, this past month, you did have a pretty dodgy call I had to deal with. That almost involved a $2,000 bill coming to you guys that I blocked. So I need to talk about that real quick. There was a case on Black Brook Road involving a person that you might be familiar with that had an issue in the past with hoarding animals. About 90 rabbits, I think, in 2 sheds. In the past too, I think she had a cow in her basement or something like that. So that was my little baby I got to pick up literally the moment I took her to
I
town.
was there at 1 in the morning on the Channel 4 News.
Okay.
That case myself.
So it's kind of picked back up. Department of Ag is aware. Health Department was there. State police were there. The prosecutor's office was involved. The conditions for the rabbits was pretty bad. The ppm for the ammonia in there was like burn your throat level. She surrendered to me 7 rabbits, I think, and all of her chickens and turkeys and stuff like that. So I had my deputy took the chickens and turkeys and found them homes. He kept some of them too, but the rabbits were taken to Common Sense for Animals, impounded. The problem that I came across though was I was told originally she would be getting charged with at least something for these offenses. And as it turns out, the prosecutor's office does not want to charge her right now to make things easier on trying to acquire the other 80 rabbits that are still there. That being said, when I don't have a charge to get restitution to a town for a bill or surrender, I have no way to get you that money back. So when I found that out, I reached out to the shelter to see what their bill was going to be. And for whatever reason, Dr. Blease thinks that holding 7 rabbits for 7 days is worth $2,000. I don't agree with that. So I blocked it. I told them to hold off for another month too, as I talked to the prosecutor's office, see if we can still try to get some kind of charge on. I personally think, since the Department of Ag is still pushing on the remaining 80 bunnies in there, that I had also contacted fire prevention to come out, because she had 2 space heaters running in those sheds with rabbit, probably like up to here, hay and the ammonia ppm. It was basically a bomb. So they shut that down, which contradicted Department of Ag's heat requirement to keep the bottles from freezing. So I'm not sure where that's going with that, but I know Highbridge had the same issue with her and her property there. They condemned that house. Highbridge took, I think, like 3 or 4 bunnies and some cats, charged after saying they were going to. Highbridge got hit with like $600 bill. So I'm gonna try to prevent you guys from having that happen. But typically, I don't take a surrender of someone's animal unless I've cleared it with you first and you're okay with doing that because it's a bill. Or if I know there's some kind of a municipal charge going to go towards that person, where in court I can have the prosecutor plead down the charge to a restitution at the very least. No judge in their right mind is going to see a bill for 7 rabbits for $2,000 and agree that that makes any sense anyway, though. So I'm going to try to fix that on the shelter side. I think he's just being a little bit greedy with that. At the end of the day, I'll take the heat at the shelter if I have to prevent that. But I am definitely not letting a town I just picked up get a hit with a $2,000 freaking bill for rabbits within the first month of me working for you. So,
That's fine. I'm familiar with the case from the outset.
yeah.
Have a conversation with me and see if I can help work with you on that.
Yeah, well, 'cause part of it too is you're trying not to scare the person that owns the animals into saying no at first. So I do get the point from the prosecutor's office. You don't want her to think that she's getting charged. You don't want her to think there's going to be a bill that she can't afford. She just had her house evicted or condemned. You want her to just cooperate and say, yes, you can take these animals. I'll sign this. So yes, I do see how that makes sense. I was not expecting the shelter to charge that much for rabbits.
Last time we did two, so when I was there at the time, I responded, Mr. Lindsay was not around, I responded with the fire chief from Hampton, and it was called in as a fire call. So we went racing, and then found out it was, back then it was the cows in the basement.
Yeah.
There was a wiring issue in the barn, and there were 398 rabbits.
Yeah.
I will share too, that's why I would say, talk to me, because that fire chief is since retired, but, he said to me, that if there is a fire call at that residence, or that, it's not a residence, but that property, they would not be responding because it was not safe for their,
It's bad. I know.
so it needs to be addressed from that. She was charged last time, was in this.
That's kind of what I was expecting this time too, because they weren't in great conditions.
I will say our residents, that's the other part I was gonna say, I don't know how this plays out, but out of that 390 some odd rabbits that night, that was back when state police still had the ASPCA unit, so there were other things at play.
Right.
But we had shelters coming as far as Long Island to come get them, but we had a lot of local residents, because we are in a rural area, that were taking them in, on their farms.
Like you said.
So there, some of those folks are still around.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to known upfront that there was not gonna be a charge, I probably would have tried to angle it that way instead anyway, and find rescues to take this or that. She was being very reluctant to give us anything to begin with.
Right.
So we were just trying to get a signature easily without too much coercion, really. The other issue I do have though is there's no intent in her mind to stop doing this. So basically, if Department of Ag finally comes to a point where they're like, all right, that's it, we're taking all these, she has plans to just start over again, basically. So I don't know if the town would ever look into any type of specific ordinances that can prevent these kind of things in a residential area or.
Like an animal regulation ordinance?
Oh, kinda, yeah, because well, the thing that disturbs me a little bit is I was told that she sells these rabbits to pet stores. But they're not vetted, and there's no paperwork, there's no accountability for that, like, I don't see how that's legal personally. And at the same time, to me, to some degree, that is business conducted from condemned property without proper permits to do so.
I think there's some zoning, issues there at this point as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all,
Sorry.
it's a condemned property that she can't even live on it, so it's left alone. There was that major fire issue. When the fire prevention guy went out, he made her disconnect the one space heater because that was plugged into the outlet of the other shed. But then when he went to the other shed, that outlet was black from being on fire before. So he's like, you can't use it until an electrician comes out. Like the whole thing is actually a bomb, basically. It's full of fertilizer and hay and enough ammonia to peel paint. So
Was there any large fire where there were horses or cows there?
those were taken by ag too. So those are gone now.
There were back.
Yeah, they were still in the back. So there's issues there, and it seems like it's not gonna go away right away at least. And again, what we usually try to do is just take the path of least resistance here and just try to get the right thing done by the animals as soon as we can. But like I said, I don't think she's gonna stop. I think she's probably gonna continue this even in the condition she's in now. She's been doing this for that long. And it is a money making thing too. So that's the other important thing, is that we have to tread carefully when we're dealing with animals that are actually profit to her. It's not like a couple of cats that we have to say this is the right thing to do by them. Apparently, she's known in the rabbit world for being the breeder of the specific Jersey woolly something or other.
Jersey hop.
Or something, yeah, and it's like a valued, it's a valued rabbit or something like that, so. You have to be careful with that, so it doesn't look like you're trying to take away financial property of hers, really,
No,
so.
when, the first time I was the same, you get the 100 inch fair. And she had a grouping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to tread carefully. The health department's working with me on it. So is Department of Ag. We did get those out that she did not value. She had those outside time actually. And as far as I know, if you do somehow get that bill, if they didn't block it from sending it, just don't pay it until I can work something out. But I'm gonna really try to prevent that from being a bill. I may be stuck compromising though, and there will be a bill, but I'm gonna make sure it's not $2,000. It's the best I could probably do, really. Realistically speaking, it probably cost them a couple $100 to take care of those rabbits. If anything, they're in rabbit cages, a little bottle drip and some pellets. No bedding. So $2,000 is insane. Yeah.
What you're doing here is keep communication open.
Yeah, that's basically it. So
Is Jenny O'Sullivan handling that now? Department?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. Talked to her a bunch, actually. But that's it. That's that, and I had like one other possible cruelty call with the state police one night, but they kind of cleared that up. Other than that, he's been pretty slow, which is a good thing because there have been worse.
I'm sorry that you're welcome to your town as our most notorious.
You know, it's the curse of, I've had that every single time. Every time I take a new town, they always say it's slow, we don't have anything, and within that first week, there's some kind of, cow on fire or something right on the street. Yeah, so this is what it is. Hackettstown, for example, always said the market was fine. My very first week there, they had 60 goats get loose and just ran all over town. So you lied to me. So. But you guys should be good. I will email that next time. I will sync up your building with skunk again.
We're happy to see it.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where the story committee, Mr. Stable, not respond, any response?
There was a seven, to us for today.
Okay. Report of Officer versus Management, Mr. Lindsay, excused on, say, emergency issue, that is, learning, report, municipal. Report, email, report municipal alliance. Yeah, is that actually, it's the drug program in school, sir. Yeah, there's no, nothing, no grant, no activities, nothing that is here, so far. Report of environmental commissions, also emailed. This is the report of Township Committee. No reports. Very good report. Report of personal technical support coordinator, Ms. Nelson.
I don't know if I'm stealing from Jen's, her updates, but, we backed up some files, that prior to when the server crashed. So we put them on a backup disk. And, we held, this is probably what's more interesting to the public, is we had a preliminary design session with, the vendor that's working on the audiovisual in this. So the first draft of what something may look like to help out with the acoustics and the visuals in the show. And we'll have another meeting, probably in another week or two. I think they're gonna have to come out.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Report of roads coordinator.
nothing further.
Report joint professional service coordinator, that's myself and Mr. Clay. The good news is, it looks like we're on track, as shared, the Alexandria Municipal Court will be joining our court. It looks like we're slated to begin April 15th to for the additional court here, so exciting and welcome that. A report of violence council coordinator, Ms. Nelson.
Their monthly newsletter came out, I was reading through it. It's just kind of interesting what they get involved with in other towns and stuff that comes out in that report. I don't know if anybody's ever interested in seeing what they're up to, but I'm happy to send that report out to whoever would want it. Yeah, just various exemptions and stuff that they've got going on around the county and actually all the counties.
I shared on the community page, the Jersey you never knew. So the new tourism
Yeah.
website is up and active. So they're delving a little bit more into the economic development side of preservation. There are invited members. Clay.
Nothing to report.
Scott. Nothing to report. Is awesome.
Yeah, so this might be of interest to some people. Which one first? Here we go. So I was looking into, again, I mentioned the last meeting about the tree giveaway for cleanup day. It's disappointing. There's only gonna be one species available for bare root. It's gonna be the northern red oak. More species are available, and we talked to, I had run this past you, Paul, but it's very expensive to get the tubed. Where they're already come with the water tubes. They're like $75 per 20 pack of 25, which, unfortunately, no, I don't think the township can afford that. Whereas the bare root, which is what we normally give away, is $40 per 25 pack. So I'll get them. And just don't, I'm just struggling right now with how many I want to get. I don't know how many residents are gonna be interested in just one species. I was thinking maybe 75 trees. Trying to think of what we ordered last time, Jen. No, I don't know, if you could just get that to me. I meant to call you before the meeting and I didn't get around to it. I think we have more than that, but I think with just one species. People aren't, I don't know, we'll see. I haven't decided yet. It's the New Jersey Forestry Division.
Thank you.
So, I'll get on with ordering them and I'll pick them up like I did last year and how Steve used to do it as well. But I'll just see how many I'll get. Okay. And then the other thing also regarding cleanup day, I did secure the scouts for the clothing drive yet. So we'll be doing the clothing drive. Yeah. And that's it.
Thank you. Report financial administrator this morning.
I actually was just gonna report on the fitness court equipment that was delivered. So we do at least have that here. So we're moving along with that. And then the IT that Judy talked about, we've been making progress with that. Slow, but we're getting it. So, getting some quotes and getting information, so hopefully it'll make it better in here.
Okay. That'd be great. Anything else?
Budget workshop,
Yeah, I mean, I was.
what do you end up with it?
Sure, you
Go for it.
can talk about.
Just had our secret budget workshop. Tonight, I don't have my information with it.
Yeah, I was saying, well.
You go.
I'm excited. I appreciate people coming to this meeting and I wish people would come to the budget meeting because, affordability is our number one issue statewide, it seems. And, we'll be presenting the budget, for introduction, I believe, at the next meeting. We're presenting a budget with an 11.33% decrease in the municipal tax rate, double digit. And maybe the only municipality presenting a tax decrease while paying off our debt, maintaining a $1.6 million surplus, a $1 million open space account, subsidizing tax funds for volunteer firefighters to encourage volunteerism. To maintain again $10,000 towards tree removal to continue that on our own post grant period with the county. Continuing with capital investments in our roads. So very, very exciting, and again, it's all of us, I share, it's all of our staff who are very diligent, conservative in their spending and rationale, and then all of our committee working together. I think we have a very balanced committee bringing different skills, and everybody has the ability to use their different skills to do this, but it's also some consistency. So the budget's also less when I share when Ms. Nelson and I became mayor and deputy mayor in 2022, the budget was 4.1 million. That's 3.3 million now. So in these times when we're seeing a 36% healthcare increase and the inflation that we're seeing, we're being as prudent as we can with your dollars. Sorry, just excited. Excited about the budget. Excited about the budget every year, but
For different reasons.
yeah, but this year, a lot of the work we put together has culminated into much that we have this year. Anything else that kind of floats into my room, that was only I had is that, and then I was gonna discuss the real rules that we already covered. We're monitoring a variety of bills that I shared, I sit on the Township Legislative Committee, we had a meeting. We do legislation Wednesday morning, which involves some of the tax receipts and a variety of other things, but that's what we shared on the budget meeting. Any questions from me? Anyone open public comment?
Make a motion.
Okay. All fair.
Aye.
Aye.
Just a question about the zoning violation status report. There's a block law on there that I couldn't find, block 1901. So there's two. And it looks very similar to one that had been, which is block 19, lot 3, just curious.
Yeah. I think that must be, from what I'm seeing in the block records, it has to be a typo. There's only a lot, there's only a lot 3. I don't see a lot 2.
Well, and I don't think it's 1901 either. I don't think.
I'm finding it under block 19,
Yeah, 19, not 1901.
but it's a lot 3, so. Well, that's for correction, clarification.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Motion to close public hearing?
Take a motion to close.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Being no executive session or public session, I vote to adjourn.
Take a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Happy.